Are you ready for some hot deals over at the Old Harbor Freight? We got the whole coupons, the inside track, the couponless kind of deals, as well as a new item I want to talk about going on from now until President's Day. So we got the pre-President's Day sale. Let's jump into it. The first one we got to talk about is the Predator 20% off coupon. Look at this. Valid on every single Predator generator that is in stock, whether it's in store or online. Either one, you can save a bunch of money on it. Let's jump through them real quick. Now, you can't combine them with prior purchases or other discounts. Although I think you can, if you want to use the like sign up for the credit card, I think you can use that discount with it. But check with them just to be sure. Anyway, let's talk about it. We got the Predator 9500 here. This is the first one. This is their most expensive unit. This is what the wife and I, we bought ourselves with our own money because we wanted quiet power, we wanted clean, pure sine wave power, and we wanted enough power for the whole house. Now, even if you have a huge house, in an emergency, you don't have to run every single item all the time. So you can power most houses with this. Now, if we look over here on the far right, we got the new one. This is the 123 tri-fuel. That is gas, propane, and natural gas, 13,000 watts of power, CO secure. It is battery start. It is remote start. The only thing is, it's not an inverter generator. It's not a fully enclosed generator. It's going to be on the little louder side. It's a little bit, the old school, but it's a lot of power for that money. It really is. All right, let's keep going here. Next up, we are, and let's just go through them real quick because the 5000, that's the new standard RV one that everyone's going crazy over. Dual fuel on that one, CO secure, remote start, the whole 9 yards. They have the old school one, the 3500. In fact, my buddies Rick and Kelly, who are full-time, they just bought a new RV, new fifth wheel. Congrats to them. They are really trucking. I gave them my 3500, and they've been loving it. Absolutely loving it. It's been saving them all sorts of warm nights or cold nights kind of stuff, helping them keep powered. They had a big fifth wheel. They had a toy hauler. I think the new one is just as big. It's just, it's got like a separate bedroom. Anyway, congrats to them. They're absolutely loving it. All right. Anyway, let's keep going here. We got to talk about the Union gun safe here, 10 gun electronic security gun safe here. It's a 10 gun unit for $330, call it what it is. That's $70 off. It's a pretty solid unit. Now, to be fair, Harbor Freight did send me their full size safe. And I got to say, for the money, it's probably the best bang on the buck out there. I had another safe that was the exact same size. I paid about the same amount of money for it. It had a better fit and finish. And I would recommend them, except they stopped making it anymore. Probably can't keep making it for that money. These are decent safes. I will say this, though. You got until the 19th, unless you're just itching to get one right now. Hold on, because I got some stuff coming in. I got this coming in. It's not the 10 gun. It's a smaller unit. It seems to be a little bit more polished. Like, look at that door unit. That's a nice door system there on that. So I have them. They're at home. I got to get them down to the studio and unbox them, see exactly what they sent me. It's Blacksmith, the same people who did that biometric pistol safe. So stay tuned for that one. All right, we got this. And this I just have to say, I get a lot of people who are like, well, those aren't real safes. They're security cabinets, and a real safe, if you got to spend 10 grand. But first of all, nobody wants to hear Mr. Well Actually. So he can go back into the basement, order his Domino's or his Taco Bell or whatever, and I'm sure mom will make him some cookies, okay? Nobody likes the Well Actuallys. We all know they're security cabinets. No one's worried about what Webster's definition of it is. Secondly, for the guys who are like, you have to spend 10 grand on a safe. I don't care how good it is. Defense never beats offense. Check this out. This is over at Master and Mayhem. I'll give you a link to it. He's got a video here that shows it's a Diablo steel demon blade on just your basic Makita rear handle saw. So it's a woodworking saw running a metal blade, cutting through 1/2-inch iron. All right. Your safe is not secure. The only security you're going to get is through obscurity. Don't tell people you got it. They won't know to look for it. And then if so nobody who's prepared will break in will be able to get it. All right. Now, the unprepared people, they break in. That's what it's for. It slows them down, that kind of stuff. And allows you to, take care of business. All right, next up, we've got the we got to talk about the Avanti airless sprayer there, $200. That's a fabulous airless sprayer. I know a lot of people who used it for DIY. I know some pros who use this thing. They're not like running huge crews. They're like, self-employed, working out of their pickup truck. But hey, it works. All right, the Hercules 17-inch tool tote bag there, 19 pockets, nice sturdy solid bag there, coming in at $25. That's 28% off. We got the Yukon. Here's the deal with the Yukon. I've said for years, and I am on record saying this many, many times, that I thought the Yukon was great, but the Husky had caught up and surpassed the Yukon. It was a bigger box. It had a power strip on the side. Why would you not just get the Husky? And for those of you who are like, well, the Yukon's better built, that's an old video. Husky's changed it. They've upped their game. The Husky is by every measure a better box. The Husky is also $150 more. I kid you not. There it is. $448 on that sucker. $150. So if you want to spend $150 more, well, then just spend another $150 and buy two of the Yukons, because at $300, that's insane. I'm sorry, but the Husky is a better box. It's just not in the same class anymore. It's like saying that that your half ton should compete with my 1 ton. They're not the same. They're not the same thing. Anyway, the Yukon's a great box. I've got the single drawer with the 2 cabinet. I've abused it, just neglected it. It still works just fine. I mean, it's a box. All right, let's keep going here. We got speaking of boxes, U.S. General side cabinet on sale now. All your Skittles-like colors. If you have gray and black in your Skittles, return them. Just saying. Anyway, $300. Yes, I'll be the first to say we wish it was cheaper. But there's not much I don't say that about these days. All right. So you're looking at $300 on this, down from $400. It's a mini Icon cabinet. It's built along. It clearly is drawing from the Icon cabinet, just slightly scaled back, and that is not a negative in my book. So that's a great one right there. All right, we got the pancake compressor. Again, good solid nailer kind of compressor, basic compressor, $100, 83 dBA, not terrible, not great, but not terrible. We've got the Fortress coming at 57 dBA. You don't even know this thing's on. It's awesome. 1 gallon. I prefer the 2 gallon myself, but if you only you're doing airbrushing, you're just running a single nailer, a smaller nailer, maybe you only need 1 gallon. Maybe you're just airing up bike tires and car tires and stuff like that. And the thing literally, I've turned these things on and people are like, is it on? Is it working? Yeah, it works. And they're built like tanks. They're absolutely awesome. $130. I love them. Full disclosure, Harbor Freight did send me mine. Just get it out there. Always want to be transparent with you all. And I've done a lot of stuff with Harbor Freight over the years, so you're going to hear that a lot if you're new to the channel. That said, lots of companies send me stuff. So Banks, they've never sent me this. The Banks roofing nailer, probably because I don't feel like getting up on any roofs anymore. 15-degree coil roofing nailer. I will say this: there's the Central Pneumatics, which is the old baseline, which are okay usually. Then there's the Pierce. Love that name. And they're the top line, and they are awesome. The Banks is a solid prosumer nailer. Anything from the pin nailer on up, you'll be happy with them. At $100, that's a pretty good deal there for a roofing nailer. Next up, we've got the McGraw 8-gallon compressor here. Now look at this. 1.5 horsepower, 150 PSI, oilless. I'll be the first to admit, I was anti-oilless. They've changed my mind. Now, if you're using it every single day, no, get an oiled compressor. But if you need high-end power on a budget, you're going to have to go oilless. And if you're using it once a week, once a month, occasional use, get oilless, because you don't have the same kind of maintenance, all right? And they do last now. Are they going to last your lifetime? Probably not. Are they going to last as long as you're going to need it? Yeah. 8-gallon, 150 max PSI, 4.1 SCFM at 85 dBA. Again, that's anything over 80, you want to wear your hearing protection. So don't stand next to this while it's running, but it isn't so loud it's going to make your ears bleed. All right, next up, we've got the Fortress 27-gallon, 200 PSI max performance vertical shop. This is the one Harbor Freight sent to me recently that I keep in my shop. This thing is, without getting a huge beast of an air compressor, about the biggest you're going to get at the bang for the buck level at $350. You're getting 27 gallons, 200 max PSI. I don't honestly know anything that goes that high, like what you're going to need to use it for. If you do, I want to hear about it. 5.1 SCFM at 90 PSI. That's a good amount of power, and 78 dBA. So it's still running under that threshold. I will say this, you're going to want, with these bigger compressors, you're going to want to make sure you're plugging them into a bigger circuit. You want to have, usually in your garage, you should have 15 amp circuits. You're just going to take every bit of that 15 amp circuit. Okay, once it gets starts getting up towards that full pressure, it'll trip some breakers if you're not careful. All right, next up, we've got the Black Widow Spectrum. Now, a lot of people are going crazy about this gun. A lot of people reviewing this thing. It is honestly, bang for the buck, a fantastic spray gun, but at least for the people I've talked to. That said, I want you to be aware about how much air it uses. It requires 12 SCFM at 28 PSI. That's a lot of air. Okay, now granted, you can drop it down and you'll get more air, but most of the air compressors at Harbor Freight aren't going to handle it. Only the top two can come close, or the top one can easily do it. The $2,000 one. The $1,000 one is going to be right there at that level. So just be aware that the casual user isn't going to pick this thing up and go to town and lay down some good paint with it, unless you've just got the rockin' air compressor there for some reason. Anyway, Maddox, I have to say, if you're looking for the front wheel, this is the front wheel drive bearing remover. I have a couple of the Maddox sets. I've been really happy with them. I don't have this one in particular, but from what I've seen from them and what I've heard from them, they're fantastic. The polypolar set I used last time was great. They're just good. I mean, here's what the deal. I can't find better for the money. Can you? If you can, put it down in the comments. I want to hear about it. We've got the 3-ton, this is the basic Pittsburgh jack, 3-ton jack. I talk about the Daytona Jacks all the time. I love the Daytona Jacks. People love the Daytona Jacks. They roll nicely. The long reach, low profile. Some of them got the little extra foot pump. They've got quick pump, and they got bright, shiny colors. But you know what they don't do anything better than this one is lift. This is lifting 3 tons. They're going to lift 3 tons. It's all about the ratings, and ratings are ratings. Is it going to roll as smooth? Maybe not. Is it available in all the kind of pretty colors? No. Gray is your only choice. But if you got gray cabinets, hey, you're set. But that said, if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend $200+, I get it, brother. $120. This will lift your truck all day long. 3-ton. I got a 1-ton truck and I've got a 3-ton jack. I can lift the front. I can lift the back. I cannot lift it in the center by itself, but I can change tires. I can do work. It'll do what it needs to do. All right, we've got this. We got the Harbor Freight 12-ton jack stands. Now, these will hold some weight. Let me tell you. These are $130 right now on sale, $20 off coupon there. That's a lot of weight. And they are now ASME Pass certified, however you pronounce that. Anyway, they're certed. They're good. Harbor Freight had some issues in the past, and it was due to a manufacturer not, updating their tooling the way they were supposed to. And now we've got certified. We got double safety with the pin. Just fantastic jack stands there. All right, we talked about the Icon Long Jaw here. This is the Polar here, 22 piece. Now, this is not a great deal, but I ran across this deal and it made me think about something else. I had a viewer reach out to me. He was having a deal with an issue with somebody he bought something from. Not from Harbor Freight. This is from SPX Flow. All right, and let me put it all the way up on the screen. There we go, SPX Flow. And Juan here spoke with Brian over at SPX Flow, and he bought a Polar, American made. He's like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm buying from an American made tool company, and it's supposed to have a lifetime warranty. Well, turns out their version of lifetime warranty is not your lifetime, it's the lifetime of the tool. Okay, fair enough. That is a thing. Some companies do it. I'm not a fan of it, but it is a thing in the industry. That said, the standard is if you were going to base it on the lifetime of the tool, you declare what that lifetime is expected to be. Like, it's the lifetime of the tool, and we expect that to be approximately 7 to 10 years. They don't do this here. Basically, they came back, and I had several conversations with this guy in the email. And yes, I was CC'd on, I guess I closed that window. I'm CC'd on the emails. This wasn't me just eavesdropping or something like that, or getting after the fact. And they basically said, well, it's warranted until it's not warranted, until we determine it's worn out. So no standards, no written down kind of process. Because first they denied him because they said that he put an impact driver on it. He's like, no, I didn't. They're like, well, we only warranty it if there's a manufacturer's defect. At which point I chimed in. And I'm like, looks like you didn't get the metal hardening done correctly, so that would be a manufacturing process defect. And at which point they said, well, it got many years of use, so we're determining all this from a photo. We're determining that it was past its lifespan. I'm like, well, what's its expected lifespan? Crickets. All right. I'm like, are you ISO certified? You must have this all documented. Crickets. They stopped talking to me, started talking to Juan again, said, well, you can send it in to us at your expense and we'll evaluate it. I'm like, you already blew them off once. This is worse than any insurance company out there where I'm hot. I'm a little heated. I was at a county commissioner meeting this morning, working with a nonprofit, trying to get some access to some land. There clearly was an agenda there. I know this is a tangent. And I'm heated about that. I'm looking for a used Komatsu. If you got a line, let me know. If you know, you know. But that said, and then this pops back up, and I'm like, I try to support American when I can. I talked a lot about American tools when I can, when we can buy them. Here's a guy who does the right thing, buys an American made tool, and they just give him the shaft, literally. If you have an experience like this, email me. My email is red@denoftools.com. If this is a thing that's going on, I think we all should know about it. If American manufacturers are just like, well, we're American made, so we don't care about you. You're going to buy from us because we're going to sell you on the whole patriotic thing. I'm not down with that. All right. I'm a patriot, but I'm not going to be blackmailed over it. Anyway, let me know. Contact me if you've had issues, because I had fun messing with this guy. It's kind of a hobby. Anyway. Next up, we've got, guys, get some ramps. I am tired of watching TikToks of people doing stupid stunts, trying to load their off-road equipment and ending up in the ER. It's $70 for a 1,000-pound pair of 9-inch by 72-inch steel loading ramps. Get some ramps. All right, the Thunderbolt solar panel, it's on sale, $100. Standard sale price on this, but you know what? It's not a bad solar panel for $100. We've got the Quinn 8-inch self-adjusting wire strippers for $18. A, these are decent wire strippers. B, I love this style. I have, for those of you who know, I spend a lot of time running wire, and I've run Cat 5, Cat 6, phone. Don't get me started on phone lines, fiber. And I eventually stumbled across this style. All right. They weren't making this back when I was still doing it. And here's what I'm going to say about it. There's some adjustment. You have to get dialed in. It changes a little bit depending on the kind of wire you're running and stuff. But there's a learning curve. It's not huge, but you have to get the feel down right, how fast you pull, and having the adjustment up. But once you get it, it's repeatable. It's a fantastic way to do it. It's better than any other style of wire stripper. But if you get one of these and it's not working for you, go and watch a video or something. Maybe I'll do a video on it. It just takes a little bit of finesse to get it down, okay? All right, next up, we've got the Grant's microfiber cloths, 12-inch by 12-inch by 12 pack. It's a 12 by 12 by 12 for $4. Bunker Hill Security Ammo Box, 30 caliber for $4. That's 33% off. I use tons of these things. We got this is a pass. This, if you ever see this set, just walk past it. Don't buy it. I don't care if it's $6. I don't care if it's 6 cents. It's a terrible set. I'm sorry. I don't like it. The grips come loose. It's just not good. All right. Next up, we got to talk about some inside track stuff. You got to be a member. You're a member, right? All right. Anyway, I don't get paid a commission on this, so it's not like me pushing you to be a member. I'm pushing you to save money. That's what I'm pushing for. All right. There's the Daytona here, 4-ton. This is the big boy here. It's on sale, $60 off of the $240 price. And you can get it in black, blue, green, and orange. We've got the I just picked one of these up. The U.S. General single drawer cart, 30-inch service cart. It's a great little utility cart. I use it for all sorts of stuff around the shop. $130 on that with a $30, makes it $100. I wish I'd gotten it for $100. We got the Franklin ladder, aka the little giant knockoff. I have the little giant. I have this. I can't tell the difference between them. I mean, the little giant, yeah, the one's got little orange ends on it, one's black. But as far as use case, no, there's no difference. This one actually lives in my studio right now. I use it all the time. It's $40 off. That's a pretty good deal on a ladder like that. Just fair warning, ladders like this, they're not light. Okay. So, I'm a big guy and I'm 6'2", or at least I used to be 6'2". So I can manhandle one of these around. If you're a smaller sort, it may be a struggle. Also watch your fingers, because these things eat fingers like Tic Tacs. They do. Anyway, the Hercules, this is practically a viral tool at this point. As soon as they come in, they go out of stock. If you see it, like it says right here, in stock. If it's in stock in your store and you want one, go get it. It's $100 and it will change your bandsaw life. It's the bandsaw revolution. Absolutely in love with this thing. We got the Bauer 2300 pressure washer. I just talked about the Greenworks in deals of the week. This is pretty much the equivalent, although the soap dispenser's at the front rather than the back. It's a little more upright. I think it's got bigger wheels, though. I kind of lean towards this one over the Greenworks. But at 200, was it 230? It's a solid, electric pressure washer. All right, the Jackery. No, Jack. Don't do it. I know Harbor Freight. I hate to tell you. I told you when you got into power things, I was like, great, they're going to do this. And then they said they're partnering Jackery. I'm like, no. Full story though. One of the people that I work with, I don't work with, one of the contacts that I have, she left her company over in Shenzhen or wherever she is, and she's now working for Jackery. So she's like, hey, we got this new Jackery stuff. You want to talk to me about it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jackery. She's like, we get it. She's like, I heard what you said about Jackery in the past. We're doing some new stuff. So this is like some high-end stuff. I don't know. What do you think? Should we get it in and test it? But I can tell you on the low-end stuff, I still don't like it. I mean, look at this thing. It's got a handle on top. That's a big no-no in my book because now I can't stack anything on top of it. And I can't put it on top of something else because it's going to crush everything underneath it because it's just a battery box. It's got one 110, two USB, and a 12-volt barrel that nobody in the U.S. uses. It's got a cigarette plug, and it's got a generic screen, and it's on sale, it's $240. So why would I buy that? For $240, it's got 290 watts of output. It runs standard lithium ion batteries. It's got a 400 watt peak, or I can get the EcoFlow River 2, 256 watt hour, 600 watt peak, running LifePo 4. The handle's on the side where it should be. It's got two 110s. It's got two USBs and a USB-C. It's got a better display. There's just in every way, shape, or form, this is better than that. But granted, I mean, it's 240 and that's 240, same price. Oh, wait, look, there's a $50 off coupon. $190. Why would you buy the Jackery? Why? EcoFlow is the Cadillac of these power units, all right? I've got a ton of these power units. I'm drowning them. I've given them away to friends and stuff. I've tested them all. What I use on my desk, I use EcoFlow. What do I use at home? I use EcoFlow. What do I use on the road? Anchor or EcoFlow. I mean, until Jackery can prove me wrong, no. Anyway, let's keep going. Another one that's kind of like, why? We got the Central Machinery. I have this. You've probably seen it in some of my videos and stuff. It's the 2.5 liter ultrasonic cleaner. And when I bought it, it was a decent deal because everything else was more expensive. And I use it mostly for handheld paper punching devices, as you can see down there in the parts on the lower left. I use it for stuff like that all the time. And it's just fine for that. However, the market has changed, and now you can buy this. Was it the Circe? I think that's how they pronounce it. 3.2 liter. So you're talking a 2.5 versus a 3.2. So it's bigger. Heated versus unheated. All metal construction versus plastic. And granted, it's $87. Except, yes, there's a $15 off coupon, which means it's $2. $2. I'm getting a bigger unit, all metal construction with a metal basket, and a heated element. Anyway, the market changes. Harbor Freight just a little behind sometimes. They got to keep up. Anyway, there's great deals otherwise. We got other great deals. Let's keep going. All right. If you saw my video, Home Depot is now selling swords. Harbor Freight was like, hold my beer, dude. Do you know that we've been selling swords for years? Yes, Harbor Freight has been selling, machetes. Anyway, 18-inch machete with the serrated back for $5. $5 machete. You know you want a $5 machete. I mean, think about it. Because you can own a bladed weapon that's illegal to own in the UK. I kid you not. zombie knives to be banned in England. And that's what they're talking about. They're talking about, and the original law was even dumber than this one. It's a machete or knife like this that's got a serrated back that's got words on it like zombie killer or something. Some idiots went and did a bunch of slashing attacks and stuff, and I don't remember if people were just injured or killed or whatnot, which is terrible. But they passed a law expressly stating you can't have like a knife longer than X amount of inches with a serrated portion that also says zombie on it. And then it happened again, and they're like, well, the zombie part has to go. Anyway, it's an assault machete. Let's be honest. Can't help myself. All right, Bauer 10-inch SDS rotary hammer for $89. Honestly, this is a good tool. $90, but 10% off. We get 20% off coupons for Bauer fairly often. Granted, it's often, blocked out there, but still for $90, it's a pretty good rotary hammer. All right, let's keep going. We got the Diamondback. I'm a geek when it comes to these tile saws, these wet saws. I am not good at laying tile. Actually, I take that back. I'm pretty good at laying tile. I'm just not good at laying tile where I have to get down on my knees because I played hockey for 10 years and football and wrestling and construction, and my knees suck. But if you want me to put in some backsplash or some tile countertops, I'm your bear. But that said, this thing is absolutely fantastic. The Harbor Freight sent me the 10-inch, and I will cut tile for you all day long. Call me up. I love running a tile saw. I love the meticulous nature of it. I love the buttery cuts that these things make. This is a solid saw, but don't take my word for it. I want you to go check out this other channel that I've talked about before. It's Landberg Tile TV here. He's a tile pro. He's a master. You can tell when he's cutting and laying down tile. This guy who's been doing it for years absolutely knows what he's talking about. He's got reviews on about any kind of tile saw out there. He's got not one but two on this particular saw. He has an initial and then a follow-up. Go check him out. It's a great saw and it's a great channel. So I always refer all the tile stuff over to him because he's the dude. Bauer 7.5 amp half-inch low-speed handle, spade handle, I should say. So this is a low-speed drill, high torque. Great for jobs like that, but also great for mixing, doing mud, doing paint, all that kind of stuff. $50. This is a staple for every shop. This is the kind of thing like they've got one. It's over there. You shouldn't have a shop that doesn't have a tool like this. And for $50, that's an easy pickup in my book. All right, the Franklin. I've gone on about dollies long enough. Don't risk your back. And this is a 3-in-1. It does the low style cart dolly, it does the angled, it does the upright. For $175, that's a no-brainer. The Bauer heater, I know I promised you a video on this, and I was going to do a comparison, but if you notice, it says out of stock. I can't get my paws on one. $85 though. I'm willing to say for $85, mine was like twice that. All right, I think it's the Mr. Heater. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's the same thing, 30,000 to 60,000. It looks like it's the same thing other than the Bauer's painted red. They sound like jet engines, and they put the heat out. They're BYOP. You got to bring your own propane there, but Hank would be proud of you for going propane over charcoal. That said, if you got a shop to heat, this will do it, and it will do it fast. Don't use it indoors. Don't use it if you've got like a newer garage and it's fully sealed. Yes, you could like open up the garage door some. You got to have ventilation because otherwise you will asphyxiate yourself. All right, let's keep going with all the positive news. We got the Apache case. I've said enough about the Apache cases. 16% off on this one. Not the best deal, but not a bad deal. So it's one of those like it's an okay price. It's not the greatest price, but you get it in black, green, orange, tan. I'm sorry, desert tan. And yellow, yeah, they're good boxes there. All right, the Hercules coming in here. We got it. It's $20 off. It's not a huge savings, but anytime you can get any savings on the Hercules, especially an item like this, you don't see coupons for a lot. Then you want to really jump on it. We got the cart. I've talked about the cart. The carts are a necessity. I've upgraded to the 1,000 because it goes a little bit higher. I don't need 1,000. 500 is fine for most of the stuff I do, but getting up to like I have a 4x4 truck, so getting up close to that bed, and even that one doesn't get all the way up there, but it gets close enough. This one's a little bit lower, and you will find it annoying. But if you've got like a 2x truck, something like that, or a half ton or something, you'll probably be fine with this. They work great as a side table. As a work platform, so you can raise and lower the workpiece to the exact height you need. Save your back. They are fantastic. Join the group. We got a bunch of people who are like, there's basically 3 groups. People who don't think they ever need one. You're wrong. The people who are like, maybe one day I'll get it. Today's the day. And the rest of you who've already emailed and been like, dude, I put it off and you finally pestered me into it and I did it and it's changed my life. Kid you not. It's not a cult. It's just working smarter, not harder. All right, let's keep going here. We got the Merlin analog air gauge. I don't like it because I got bad eyes. I use a digital one. But if you got the good eyes there, $50, the Merlin stuff is fantastic. We got the Hertz. Oh my gosh, this thing's an absolute beast. Reminds me of the old school like Daytonas and the Rockwells and stuff like that. It just wants to put it on a pedestal thing, sit it in the corner and abuse the heck out of it. It doesn't care and it'll be there the next day just to keep working for you for $150. Now, full disclosure, Harbor Freight sent me one. I have a whole review on it. Go check out other reviews. This is a beast. It reminds me of the old school kind of shop tools, and that is awesome. All right, we got the breaker bar. I'm so hesitant of this because I've been such a proponent of just buy the Pittsburgh one for $15, and you can still get by with that one. But if you want something that's a little bit more rigid, now that this is coming down in price, I think 22% off, $45. I think it's like $35, $36, mid-30s. For mid-30s, I might consider it. How about you? All right, let's keep going. The Doyle vices. These things they're killing it. Everyone's finding out how good this quality of vice is for the money. You can't buy a vice. And you people who go online who are like, well, just buy a used one online. This is what I do. I'm always doing stuff like that. I haunt the online forums and the Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and stuff. Always looking for stuff to pick up and whatnot. They want the weight in gold for an old vice. You're not going to find one for cheap anymore. It's like winning the lottery. You might as well go and buy yourself some scratchers. Stop with that. Just pick one up and get to work and stop waiting. Well, I waited 5 years and I saved $15. Good for you. Anyway, speaking of which, the Acme Roadrunner anvil or approved anvil here is now the Doyle 65 pound. This is a great little, for a budget anvil. And yes, budget anvils are a thing. $130 was $140, I guess. $150, it's $10 off. Great little anvil. Changing the budget anvil market. Yes, that's a thing. I know it's weird, but it is. The Voyager bag, half off. Come on, it's $5. I love these bags. I don't think you can have enough of them, honestly. They're available in-store only, though. That's kind of a bummer, though. All right, and then this is the new item. And the reason I wanted to talk to you about this is the Quinn. It's the Quinn 3/4 inch drive impact socket adapter. 3/4 inch, not 3/8, 3/4. This is it's $60. And tell me that doesn't look like the old school Pittsburgh Pro. I'm thrilled with this because the old school Pittsburgh Pro were real sleepers. A lot of people didn't realize the quality you got there. You're getting a 13 inch, a 10 inch, a 7, a 3, and a 3/4 by half. For those of you who have to work on bigger stuff, this is a great deal. It's coming in at $60. That's not even a sale price. That's a great deal. I paid that much money for a socket once. This is, and the real point of why I'm pointing this out is Quinn has really ramped up their game. They're really feeling like the old school Craftsman to me. You got the master sets. You got some great screwdrivers. You're getting incredible impact sockets and incredible deals. They have that $400 set that goes on sale for like $300. Quinn might be the new, the sweet spot right in the middle of that Goldilocks zone. I'm thinking they're really, because they're fleshing out the line, and I'm not seeing anything negative about it. If you're seeing it and I'm missing it, let me know down in the comments. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. If you like what we do here, make sure you chomp the old like button, smash that subscribe, and ring the bell so you find out about all the other deals. We got President's Day sales coming up. I know things have been a little sleepy here first of February, but President's Day things I think are going to go bonkers because people want to get a jump. The businesses want to get a jump on the spring kind of sales, and then we got Spring Black Friday after that. So stay tuned for all of that. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.